Vilsani Herenico grew up in Rotuma, an island 9 miles by 2, until he was 16 when he left for Fiji to further his education. In 1999, while a professor at the University of Hawaii, Herenico returned to Rotuma to discuss with the islanders his dream to make a feature film loosely based on his life growing up in Rotuma. Herenico went from village to village to receive their permission and blessings. The people warmly embraced their native son and promised to be his partners in producing this film. So for an entire year, they cleared land and built a set with homes, a community hall, a traditional boys' house, and a garden for Vicky, the protagonist of the story. Besides being an award-winning film, The Land Has Eyes is the first Fijian film to be submitted for nomination for an Oscar. Again, what a pleasure and honor having both of you here. And talk about a village. You went village to get their blessings. Tell us what it was like in the end to have them embrace your dream.
Well, we are of course extremely grateful, because without their support we could not have made the film. Another thing I did before we actually shot it was I went to the Council of Chiefs. You see, the island is ruled by 7 chiefs, and I told them the story and asked for their blessings. So they discussed it, and they were very happy that the story was not about them, and and there wasn't anything negative that I was going to say in the movie about them. And the highest chief gave his blessing on behalf of the rest on the project. And I think that was a very good thing for us to do, because along the way, you know, we had come across a number of obstacles, like not having money to charter a plane to the island, take our equipment, and then not having money to take us back. And while editing, we didn't have enough money, but somehow they always kind of, you know, money came through and allowed us to, you know, to finish the project. But yes, it definitely took everybody else's, you know, support to make this project happen. And that's one thing that we will always, you know, be grateful for. And Rotuma is a very small island, one of the remotest islands in the Pacific, but the Rotumans are very proud that we have a feature film starring ourselves. It's in our language, it's shot on location. And now I think Rotumans walk a little taller, because they feel that their lives have been validated on the screen and that they are worthy of the big screen. And I don't know, but I don't know if there are other Pacific Island communities who can say that they have their own movie. So I'm very, you know, pleased about that, and particularly as a sort of a gift that I could give to my own people who have nurtured me and raised me and helped me to be who I am. And,
congratulations on that. It's just such a beautiful story. I know one of the things that I wanted to point out, that 98% of the cast were Rotumans who had never acted before. In fact, most had never been inside a movie theater. Right. What was it like having to teach them how to act?
Well, yeah, good question. At first it was kind of difficult, because they, you know, they thought, oh, they had to act. And I realized it wasn't working, because they were acting, you know. And finally the penny dropped, and I said, look, I don't think you need to act at all. This is your way of life. You go and feed the pigs, you know, grate coconuts, you know, for the chicken. You go to church, funerals, you know, you attend funerals every now and then. You just inhabit the character. You know, just imagine that this is just another day you're going to church, right? Forget about acting. This is just another day you're weaving a fine mat, and you are this person, you are this character. And once they got that, it was relatively easy.
And visually stunning, because you have that eye, you're from there, you know what you're looking for, you look for that element, and it was just beautifully portrayed. And because there were no hotels or restaurants in Rotuma, you had to house and feed everyone. Tell us how you were able to pull that off.
Well, it was tough. I had to catch a cargo boat, which takes 3 days and 3 nights, and it left Fiji, Suva, where the capital is, and I had on this cargo boat refrigerators and freezers and beds and chairs and tons of toilet paper, and
sort of. Your sister took a cow.
Yeah. Oh well, my sister had taken a cow earlier, but anyway. 3 days and 3 nights, I took these various things to the island. This was before the the crew. We had 14 crew members from California, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, who flew over. And by the time they came, we had these various things. But some of the food that we took there, about $1,000 worth went bad because the electricity was on for only about 3 hours a day. And also we had the community fish for us, and they'd come and sell their fish or their taro, yams, and in that way, we were able to feed the multitude, so to speak.
We housed the people in houses all around the island. There's only about 64 motor vehicles, including motorcycles, on the island, and we had to bring the people in every day to the production center. It took about 45 minutes for them to get on. Yes, there were a lot of obstacles, but most of all there was this passion of the people on the island to really get it done. And they all learned what cut and action, and they all, even though they had never been in a movie theater, even though there's no movie theater on the island, no restaurant, no hotels, they have had this movie made, and it was so exciting to go take it back and show them. I just don't want to end this interview without telling people they can see this movie. They can see it.
They sure
They can go to our website, www.thelandhaseyes.com, and they can see the movie, but they can also hear a narrative with Billy talking, and just as he is here on the show, with all this background story. And there's a little documentary through a slideshow on the making of the film, and also another little documentary on Indigenous justice. May this all be an inspiration for your listeners and for you, Sonia, to make your own feature film and tell your own story.